Hey guys, so I am updating you on what is going on. For one, I'm really out of breath and I'll explain why that is. So if you hear me struggling, I'm just on the struggle bus today. I want to update you guys on what happened at my appointment on Monday and what's going on and what's happening tomorrow. So very exciting. If you're new to my channel, my husband and I are on an IVF journey. We're pretty far into one. We're done with the injection meds that stimulate the follicles, and we are having some bumps in the journey, but we are about to do our egg retrieval. So if you're new and you need to get caught up, I have a lot of videos going over this whole entire process. And welcome. If you are new, my name, I think I said that, is Anna. I don't know. I'm struggling today. So yesterday at my appointment, which was Monday, we went in, and remember the last time that we went in, we saw the doctor and he said that I was kind of at risk and he wasn't sure we could do a fresh transfer. I was kind of brokenhearted about it. I've had time to kind of process that, and I'll let you guys know what happened yesterday. I went in for yesterday's appointment knowing that we probably were going to trigger, and I was getting really excited. And the nurse came in, who was our actual IVF nurse. We finally had her for an appointment. And my husband was actually at the appointment for the first time. The whole time he was actually able to go. And she was looking at the follicles. They were measuring like 16 to 18 millimeters, which is great. And she said, okay, you know, we're going to trigger tonight. Here's your instructions. Here's what you do for your egg retrieval. And then I said, you know, what do you, well, let me back up. During the ultrasound, she also said that I was extremely full and that my ovaries were like kissing. So basically they're touching. They're extremely full. So then I asked her, when she was talking about, you know, the retrieval and then 5 days later the transfer, I asked her, at what point will you decide if I can do a fresh transfer or if we're not really the best candidate for that and we have to freeze? And she was just looking over my lab results, and she said that everything looked fine, that because they lowered my dose of both medications, everything looks great, and then my estrogen level will tell them everything they need to know, but she thought it would be fine and we would be able to do a fresh transfer. So completely opposite of what the doctor had said the day before. So I left feeling like great, like holy crap, we're gonna have a retrieval on Wednesday. The day after Easter, we're gonna go and transfer these embryos in. And I was waiting for my phone call, because every time you go in, you wait for your phone call for your lab results, and they tell you what your estrogen levels look like. So pretty much my estrogen level on Sunday when I went in was just about 3,000. And they lowered my dosage down, which lowering that is supposed to kind of coincide with your estrogen level. And when the phone call didn't come by noon with the lab work, I'm like, what's going on? Like, they always call by noon. They've always called by 12. They're really good about calling on time. So I asked one of the other girls who's on the exact same schedule as me, and she hadn't gotten a call either, so I was like, whatever. Then I got a phone call a little around 3, maybe a little bit before, maybe a little bit after. And my estrogen level in 24 hours had jumped up 2,000. So I was at the barrier of my estrogen level being 5,000. And she sounded really surprised. I, for one, was really surprised. I mean, it's not what you want to hear, but at the same time, as much as I've been kind of dealing with this the past like 2 days, for me, what's most important is, for one, my health and not making poor decisions because I'm just impatient. That's just not a good enough reason. So she explained to me that, for one, the fresh transfer was pretty much off the table. We have to do a freeze-all. And the second thing was that she had to have my husband go up to the clinic and get a different kind of trigger shot. Now, the trigger shot is what they have you inject in your stomach to trigger ovulation, so they can go in and get all those eggs. The problem is that because I'm at a risk for OHSS, which is ovarian hyperstimulation syndrome, that's why right now I'm having a hard time. I'm having a lot of shortness of breath. I'm already showing the signs of it. And if they would have let me do the trigger shot that I already had at home, it's an HCG trigger shot. That supposedly could make things a lot worse. So she had to have my husband go in and get a different kind of shot. Now this shot, I will insert video of me doing the shot. It's different than the regular trigger shot. It's called Lupron, and I think instead of the HCG hormone, I believe it's the LH hormone, which if you guys follow your ovulation, you'll know that that has something to do with the luteinizing hormone. I'm not 100% sure what it does, but apparently you can use it to make you ovulate. So basically I had to take one trigger shot that night, Monday night at 10 p.m. and then take another one at today, which is Tuesday at 10 a.m. this morning. It didn't feel very good. It was a lot worse than I thought. The first shot that I did at 10 p.m., I'm pretty sure I nicked something, and I will show you what happens when you apparently nick something in your stomach. And then the second one this morning I did not have an issue with, except for there wasn't an extra drawing needle. So I had to draw it off with the same one that I injected with, so it just took a little bit to kind of get it in the syringe. And I had to do that in my office at work because I was working. So I'm going to insert that footage here of my trigger shots.
Circle of the rubber stopper into the vial of leuprolide acetate. Gently press the syringe plunger. This will allow air to enter the vial, which makes withdrawing the solution easier without removing the needle. Push the plunger slowly in to push the air bubble back into the bottle. Keep the tip of the needle in the liquid and pull the plunger back to your syringe in your dominant hand like a pen or pencil. With the other hand, gently grasp a small motion until all the medication is injected. Gently withdraw the needle and apply pressure to the injection site.
Fuck, it's bleeding.
Is that bad?
I don't know.
Oh. That one hurt.
So now that I have my trigger shots, I had to go in this morning first thing in between the shots they had to get some kind of a level to make sure it was working, I guess. And everything looked great. I got an email saying that everything was perfect. So we go in tomorrow morning, Wednesday, for our egg retrieval. So when you guys are seeing this video, I am going in today, like right now probably, to get these out. So pretty much I'm sure you guys are curious as to the process, and I will try to vlog as much as I can. I don't know how much I can vlog because you are under anesthesia, not like put to sleep, but I feel like it's called like a twilight sedation or something. So that is what happened at the appointment. Honestly, I am feeling mixed emotions about tomorrow. I don't really know what to expect. I mean, I know from what they've told me what to expect, but there's a lot of things unknown about tomorrow. And I'm just hoping and praying to the Lord that we get a lot of eggs. The more the merrier. I mean, after all I'm going through, I hope it's worth it and we do have an overabundance of eggs. I mean, the more eggs you have, the more you could possibly fertilize and the more could possibly grow to day 5. So what you can expect to hear from me in the next video is how the egg retrieval went and how many eggs we retrieved. And then I may be able to tell you how many fertilized. They call you the day after and tell you how many fertilized. So that's going to be a phone call that's going to probably take forever to come for me. And then the next 5 days from tomorrow is going to probably be very stressful. Just waiting for a phone call. They do call you the day after you retrieve to tell you how many fertilized. They call you on day 3 to tell you how many have turned into, I think, blastocyst. And then they call you again on day 5 and tell you how many made it to day 5 to freeze. Whatever embryos we freeze, we can use for our frozen transfer. And hopefully we have plenty just in case the first 1 or 2 doesn't end in pregnancy. We have plenty. That's just going to be a long, stressful week. We also have Easter this weekend and our daughter's joint birthday party this weekend. So hopefully it's a good thing because it takes my mind off of everything. I will tell you guys, I am still very bummed about not having a fresh transfer. I've had time to think about it and move on with it and pray about it, and this is just what is best. I mean, you definitely don't go into IVF thinking this is going to happen to you, and obviously I would not even want to challenge them, knowing that I'm already kind of suffering a little bit from mild OHSS, and it's not worth losing your life over just for sheer impatience. And obviously whatever embryos we get are going to be very sacred to us because we can't seem to make them on our own. We need science to help us out. So I would not want to risk putting them in and then not even being able to carry them, or my body not be ready, or reject them, or whatever the case may be. So that is my update. I'm sorry, I'm just like out of breath. I never thought this would happen to me. Obviously, I mean, I kind of knew the risk, but it's kind of one of those things where it's like, oh, it's not going to happen to me. It's going to be a breeze, and we're going to do a fresh transfer, and it's all going to be great. Obviously, that did not happen for us, but I know now that our situation, we now have a higher percentage chance to get pregnant with our frozen transfer. And if you guys are wondering when you'll know about that, because I don't even know when that's going to be yet, I do know that whenever my period comes after this egg retrieval, they say it can be between 5 days to like 15 days. You never know, like 1 to 2 weeks. Once my cycle does start, they give me a new calendar. So I can share that calendar with you guys, and you can watch what a frozen transfer is like. So I'm just trying to keep in good spirits about it. Most importantly, I'm trying to take care of myself right now, though, to make sure that I am okay and that I am watching any of these warning signs, making sure I don't get worse. And obviously the next few days are going to be crucial as to making sure that I'm trying to do everything that I can avoid doing, or do to avoid this situation getting worse. But no one feel sad. Like, it's okay. I'm fine now. It was definitely a shock the first day, but this is just our journey, and this is what it is. And I'm really excited to like be one more step in the process, and I am super excited to get these follicles out of my body. I'm ready to fit in my pants again. I'm ready to be comfortable. I'm ready to just have my body back to normal and not so swollen and sore. And I will go ahead and show you guys some of like my battle scars that I have from IVF, because seriously, like, I'm just ready to be normal again. So I will show you guys my arms. Here is my horrible bruising from my left arm. I have bruising on my right arm. They actually had to do an IV up here today, and it's already bruising. And they had to dig around in this arm for a little bit, and they couldn't get this one. And then I also have a battle scar from my trigger shot. This is from the first trigger shot that we did at 10 p.m. last night. And then the other one today I did on the other side, and it was fine. So I think I nicked something in this side of my stomach, because it was bruised within 45 minutes of the shot. So that's all for this video, you guys. Keep me in your thoughts and prayers, as I am probably under anesthesia as you're watching this, getting these eggs retrieved out of my body. Oh, look at your face. It's dirty. But I really appreciate all of the Instagram DMs of you guys telling me that you're thinking of us. Honestly, it means so much to me, because it has been a hard 2 days, and it has been kind of one of those things where I've had to like really come down to earth and say, you know, this makes the most sense and it sucks, but there's not going to be any changing it. And now when we do our frozen transfer, we just have that much more of a percentage that it's going to be successful. So thank you guys so much for this video and following along our journey. I will update you guys probably on Thursday or Friday with our egg retrieval, how it went, and hopefully how many fertilized. Please keep my eggs in your thoughts and prayers. I'm nervous. I hope that there is lots of them and this is all worth it. So I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.